had to check up on you after the return of the Hollywood Rock theme on SmackDown last week. What's the update?
Oh, I went nuts. The concert itself,
I thought it was good.
I thought it was fine. I mean, it wasn't old good rock stuff, but
for
it was fine. But I mean, the theme, him coming back with the Hollywood Rock for me was more special than the concert.
So I was watching the show, but I caught up after the fact, and I just went right into the show live. Typically, I'll rewind it, but we were watching it with someone else, and we just went into it live. So I caught it in the middle of the concert, and it wasn't until the segment was over that they started playing the music. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Like, did he come out to this? So I went back and watched the video, and he comes out to his usual theme with the pyrotechnics and shit, and then it kind of segues into, you hear, oh, The Rock says, and that was never in the Hollywood Rock theme. That's just like his original theme song. So they kind of remixed that with the Hollywood Rock song. And then from there, it's just straight up Hollywood Rock. I'm like, dude, let's fucking go. So they're not even waiting until WrestleMania to bring it back. I mean, that has got to be one of the maybe not even low-key, because we all agree it's a banger. But like, you grew up on that era, and I'm not even nostalgic towards it, because I didn't grow up in the time that he was using that song 20 years ago. But man, I mean, the fact that he brought that back is just so fucking cool. That has got to be one of the best theme songs of the past 25 years.
They do need to add back in the "It's Cooking." That's like the best part.
Yeah.
Cooking. Oh, it's so fucking good.
It's so good.
But I do like how they added the Thunderbolts and the Lightning and stuff. I like that little add-on too, but they really need to add on the "It's Cooking."
The presentation of the Rock entrance is just on another level right now. He's doing great work. I'm loving the heel stuff. Some stuff better than other stuff. And it seems like his better promos are coming on social media, for like the 9, 10, 20-minute promos he's cutting on Twitter and Instagram. But the stuff he's been doing on SmackDown has been really good too. The stuff last week was great. The Rock concert I enjoyed. He got serious at the end there, addressing Cody Rhodes. You would watch that promo thinking that he's facing Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. He's not. I mean, he is, but it's not him and Roman Reigns. It's not, Rock and Roman in Night 2. It's not Rock and Cody in Night 2. It's Cody and Roman Reigns. And WWE has really needed to get back to their roots with Cody and Roman. I've said that to you before. They did that with the Cody interview last week on Raw. We didn't really go in detail with that, but I really loved the Cody emotional promo on Raw last week, and people were making fun of the fact that he cried, and I get that. He does that a lot. He gets more emotional than Ric Flair, it seems, in his promos nowadays. But, I thought it was a really good promo. And he addressed Cody addressed Roman on Monday night. They're going to be going face-to-face on SmackDown tomorrow night as we speak right now. So they're doing their due diligence while also selling the tag team match as well. But I got to mention this, though. I mentioned the social media promos from Rock. We didn't have a chance to talk about this because the report came out after we spoke last week. But I thought it was worth bringing up, and I touched upon it briefly in hashtag on Wednesday. Apparently there's heat on The Rock. Not from the company, it seems like, and if there is, from anyone in a higher position of power. It's not from within WWE. They're probably loving the fact that he's doing numbers on Twitter and Instagram and bringing in more people to watch these shows that might not ordinarily tune into SmackDown. It would have been, someone from Fox or whatever, and the least they can do is let Rock do whatever the fuck he wants. I mean, the amount of technical issues that Fox has had with SmackDown, not nearly as many as Dynamite on TBS in the last couple of years, obviously, but in terms of like the blacking out and the audio being messed up, it's just unbearable sometimes. They could not get off of Fox quicker come the fall when they go back to USA Network with SmackDown. But yeah, so apparently there was heat on him for stuff like that, for using stuff on TV, but also from the roster itself, from the talent that aren't happy with the fact that there's a double standard and Rock can do what he wants. And in short, I basically said yesterday in the Q&A video, tough shit. I mean, The Rock is the literal one of the biggest stars in the entire world. And at that point, you're just kind of got to have to let him do what he wants. And I'm not just saying, oh, he's the biggest star in the world, he can do whatever he wants. If it wasn't quality content, I would have an issue with that. But it's putting more eyes on the product, and there's no debate about that. Every segment that he's in does monster numbers, live and after the fact on social media. And it's working. And even the type of people that Cody and Rollins are, they're not going to cut a 20-minute promo on Twitter to respond. I thought Cody's response on Raw this week, he got to say dick and bitch, like edgy. But seriously, I thought it was really good stuff. Your thoughts on the reports about Rock getting heat, quote unquote, from the roster, and that there's a double standard, and maybe it's just overblown that there's heat on him, and it's just a few people that have been rubbed the wrong way, but I really don't think this is a big deal.
I mean, it's The Rock at the end of the day. Like, he earned the opportunity. Like, he's earned the right. And like you said, he pulls big numbers. He's just a different animal, like, on Stardom. So, obviously, the stars are going to get better treatment. And, I mean, he pulls in ratings. He's one of the biggest recognized faces in the world, just not even wrestling-related specifically. So, I mean, the star player usually gets to get away a little bit more than the other guys do, and that's why he's The Rock. So, I mean, you don't like it, get over. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, seriously, I don't know, from a fan standpoint, talent standpoint, if it's working and it makes sense. I don't know, it's refreshing too. But this can't be the only time this has happened. I remember distinctly when Rock came back for the first time as part of this, his initial return run back in 2011. It was a big deal, the promo that he cut. He first of all went overtime by like 15 minutes. And he does that now from time to time. That's really no shocker. If you watch SmackDown, it's pretty evident. But when he first came back in 2011, he was saying stuff like, at this point, that's far from taboo. We hear it literally every week on Raw, SmackDown, NXT. He was saying bitch, he was saying ass, and all this other sort of stuff. And again, it sounds ridiculous saying that out loud, like, oh, that's such a big deal. But it was. 13 years ago when he came back and he was saying that sort of stuff, it was a big deal. Because they had gone PG 3 years earlier, and a lot of the talent, most of the talent, weren't saying that sort of stuff in their promos. But Rock came back, probably without a script, and said whatever the hell he wanted. And it was a big deal, and he continued to push the boundaries. There was probably heat on him from the roster at that point for doing something that most people would probably get in trouble with, would probably get in trouble for. But listen, if it works and the storyline's been compelling, I really don't see what the big deal is here. I don't really see what the big deal is here with Rock being able to do what he wants. And I don't know, I feel like between that, the Hollywood Rock stuff, I'm really, really hoping we get more of heel Rock after WrestleMania, because I feel like this is way too good just to be short-lived.
Yeah, I think I agree on that. He does need to work on the material a little bit. I think his material just isn't the greatest as a heel. I think the whole Rudy Poo and all these stupid sayings not as good as a heel. So I feel like he needs to kind of refresh that up a little bit, especially now that he's heel. But like I said, I think if him versus Roman eventually, I'd rather Roman be face and him still be a heel than the roles reverse. Roman still being a heel.
Yeah, I think he's still trying to find his footing in the role. He hasn't been a heel in over 20 years, and it's been entertaining. The Rock concert stuff has worked, I think. And like I said, I feel like the best part of that segment last week on SmackDown was when he got serious at the end there, when he was addressing Cody Rhodes, straight on. So I would like to see more of that. I feel like he's just only scratched the surface of what he could do in the role. I did see the report, and I don't know how legitimate it is or if it was just speculation, that he's going to be filming a movie coming out of WrestleMania for 4 months, from April to August, which would probably put him out of contention for a match at SummerSlam, because SummerSlam this year is on August 3rd or something like that. It's pretty early. It was early last year, but it's even earlier this year due to the leap year. And he can't appear on Raw in that time or SmackDown, so if that's the case, then he probably won't be around to build a match, whatever it would be. And that's a bummer, but again, that's not confirmed. He might still make an occasional appearance via satellite, which is nothing great, but I don't know. We still don't know what the future holds for Rock in WWE beyond WrestleMania. We are getting Rock and Roman at some point. There's no doubt about that in my mind at all. The circumstances surrounding which will be interesting, though. And I still think they've done a really good job of building up the tag team action, making that feel like a big deal, while also shifting the focus back on Cody and Roman, and making that match feel as important as it should be for the rematch from last year where Cody should win, but again, that's far from confirmed.